live streamed in accordance with clause 91(4) of our Governance and Meeting Conduct Local Law provides the following. This meeting is being recorded to improve access to the meeting for our community. The recording will be published and be retained by Council in accordance with our Council legal obligations. And as a participant in the meeting tonight, your presence may be recorded. Just by way of explanation, the main order of business tonight is to swear in our councillors-elect and to elect Mayor and Deputy Mayor. So until such time that we do the election of the Mayor as CEO, I'll be acting as the temporary chairperson. Could I ask Councillor-elect Jack Herry to acknowledge the traditional owners?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, including the Bangarang people. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging.
Thank you. And Councillor-elect Harry Bussell, would you do the prayer? It's just in your agenda there. Oh, you haven't got it?
Almighty God, we humbly ask Thee to bless and guide this council in its deliberation so that we may truly preserve the welfare of the people whom we serve. Amen.
Thank you. We have all present except for our Director of Community Wellbeing who is absent tonight. There is no citizenship ceremonies. Can I ask for someone to move the confirmation of the minutes of the Ordinary Council meeting of the 20th of October?
Me, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councillor-elect Rees. And someone to second that? Councillor-elect Ash Fitzpatrick. Everyone in favour of those? The minutes are adopted. Motion is carried. Thank you. Does anyone have any conflicts of interest in tonight's agenda items? No, no conflicts of interest. We have no petitions, no deputations, no councillor reports, so we'll move on to the officer reports. Into corporate services, item 13.1, oath or affirmation of office. Sarah.
Thank you, Brendan. In order to become official councillors, our councillors-elect must first take an oath or affirmation of office. And this is a requirement under the Local Government Act. Councillors will be asked to take their affirmation or oath in alphabetical order, and I will hand back to the CEO to officiate this process. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll go through the councillors-elect just in alphabetical order and ask them to read out loud either the oath or affirmation, whichever version they're taking, and then to sign those. And I might ask you, and if you could bring them up to the front to me once they're signed so I can sign them. Thanks. So we'll start with Councillor-elect Harvey Benton.
I, Harvey John Benton, swear by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of Office of Councillor in the best interests of the municipality community. I will abide by the Council's Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Council's Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out the functions and powers, authorities and discretions invested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 or any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Thank you. If you could sign that, and congratulations, Councillor Benton. Councillor-elect Harry Bussell.
I, Harold Leslie Bussell. I, Harold Leslie Bussell, swear by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor in the best interest of the municipal community. I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 or any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Thank you, Councillor Bussell, and congratulations. Councillor-elect Ash Fitzpatrick.
Thank you, Brendan.
I, Ashley Rose Fitzpatrick, solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor in the best interest of the municipal community. I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under Local Government Act 2020 or any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations, Councillor Fitzpatrick. Councillor-elect Dave Fuller.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I, David Arthur Clifford Fuller, solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will undertake the duties of the office of the councillor in the best interest of the municipal community. I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 or any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations, Councillor Fuller. Councillor-elect Irene Grant.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I, Irene Grant, solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 or any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations, Councillor Grant.
Thank you.
Councillor-elect Jack Herry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I, Jack Louis Herry, solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 or any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations, Councillor Herry. And Councillor-elect Dean Rees.
I, Dean Rees, swear by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor in the best interest of the municipal community. I will abide by Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 or any other act to the best of my skill and judgment. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Congratulations, Councillor Rees. And perhaps one round of applause for our newly elected 2020 council. Well done, everyone. Okay, so we'll move on to item 13.2, the determination of term of mayor.
Thank you, Chair. So shortly we'll move on to the election of the mayor themselves, but prior to that, the first job for our new councillors is to establish by resolution whether the mayoral term is to be for 1 or 2 years. Just before we go to that, I might just say a couple of words on the role of the mayor for those watching. So in terms of the responsibilities set out under the Act, the role of the mayor is, among a few other things, to chair all meetings of council at which he or she is present, to exercise a casting vote in the event of any tied vote, to act as the principal spokesperson for the council, to support good working relations between councillors, and to carry out the civic and ceremonial duties of the office of mayor. So just to give a bit of oversight as to what the mayor does. So, Chair, I'll hand back to you for determination of the term of the mayoral position. Thank you.
Thank you. Could I have a motion for either a 1 or 2 year term of mayor, please?
Mr. Chair, I move that the term be 1 year.
Thank you. Councillor Fuller, second. Councillor Fitzpatrick. Anyone wish to discuss that? Okay, I put the motion. All those in favour? Carried. So we'll move on to item 13.3, which is the election of mayor, and this will be for a one-year term as determined in the previous report. Can I ask for nominations for the position of mayor, please? Councillor Fuller.
Mr Chair, I nominate Councillor Rees for the position of mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Fuller. Councillor Rees, you happy to accept that nomination?
Thank you, Councillor Fuller. Mr Chair, yes, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rees. Are there any further nominations for the position of mayor? No, that being the case, I declare Councillor Rees elected mayor unopposed. Congratulations. Councillor Rees, if you'd like to assume the seat of the chair. Just knocked off your fluffy bit.
Thank you, everybody. I'd just like to say a few words and my appreciation. I'm humbled by the vote of confidence from my fellow councillors. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was first elected to council some 4 years ago, I made it clear that I wanted Wangaratta to grow and to develop. Thanks to the work of the previous council, we are now on the path to the rural city of Wangaratta realising its full potential. I can't wait to continue to deliver on projects and initiatives that will only help us grow, but also make sure that council is looking after the people and the businesses that have been hit the hardest by COVID-19 and of course our bushfires prior to COVID. Over the next couple of months, two of the largest capital works programs in our municipality's history will be completed: the Aquatics Project and the Railway Precinct Enhancement Project. These are transformational projects that will change the face of Wangaratta. They will create jobs and attract investment, and that is what we need right now. The Aquatics Project in particular is one that will see Wangaratta become the home to the premier sporting events and precinct. It will be the greatest sporting precinct in regional Victoria. Major sporting events, swimming championships, training camps for elite athletes will be hosted right here in Wangaratta, bringing more people to our great city. The Railway Precinct transformation was tired. We needed to transform it. Hot roads into shaded, inviting streetscapes where people want to spend time and money. It has already attracted the $18 million Quest development, and I expect many millions more in private developments will occur on these sites around the railway precinct. There are plenty more projects underway or recently announced, from the Apex Park All Abilities Play Space to the Prosecco Road in the King Valley. These are just to name a few, or two. It is our people who are our greatest asset, and Council will continue to invest in helping those most in need. Initiatives like the Grit and Resilience Program and Bushfire Recovery Programs are helping those who need it most. To my fellow councillors, I thank you for the honour of being elected to the role of Mayor for a third time, and I do appreciate your support. To outgoing councillors who worked alongside me while I was the Mayor, Councillor Ken Clark, always great advice and a great combatant of mine. But I enjoyed his company, his goodwill, and I enjoyed his advice and good service to the rural city of Wangaratta. I'd also like to thank Mark Curry. Mark was one of my deputy mayors who did a great job and who was always made himself available for me and was a great insight into a world that I was unsure of, with his great knowledge on employment and working in large organisations. To Dave Fuller, I'd also like to thank my last Deputy Mayor. The work you did with me, you were always available, super friendly, and an overall just a great guy. So thanks, Dave. To our new councillors, Irene and Jack, welcome. Thanks for being with us. Your views and representations of our community members will make significant impact to achieving great outcomes for our community. I will continue to support the Bangarang people as our traditional landowners. To the staff led by Brendan, our CEO, I look forward to the ongoing strong relationships we have enjoyed as a council, and I know this will continue. I'd also like to thank just normal people of Wangaratta. I'd like to just call out a couple of names, no surnames. People like Paula and Jeff, Elaine and Peter, my neighbours, Jan and David, the Delzotto boys, just to name a few, who have supported me with a phone call saying, congratulations, well done, hope you're the mayor again. Thank you guys for your support. And finally to my family, Marnie, Lexi and Ollie, thank you for supporting me in the role. Being the mayor is a huge time commitment and I can only do it with your support. So thank you everybody. Okay, that's the end of my speech, thank you. We'll now move on to 13.4, establish the Office of Deputy Mayor. Sarah, did you want to talk further on this?
Thank you, Mayor Rees. So very briefly, the next job for councillors is to establish whether you wish to also appoint a deputy mayor. The term of the deputy mayor will coincide with that of the mayor, so it will be for 1 year. And in a nutshell, the role of the deputy mayor is to perform in the role of mayor anytime when the mayor is unavailable. And the recommendation will shortly be on the screen, but for councillors to go ahead and
Can I have
establish the office.
a mover in support of having a deputy mayor? Councillor Benton is a mover, and a seconder in having a deputy mayor, Councillor Fitzpatrick. I'll put the vote to everybody. All those in favour of a deputy mayor? The vote is carried. Thank you. 13.5, the election of the deputy mayor. Sarah, did you want to continue with that?
I think you can move straight ahead to nominations and
Okay,
election.
do that. Thank you. Can I have any nominations for deputy mayor?
I'll nominate Councillor Bustle.
Thank you, Harvey. Are there any other nominations for deputy mayor? Nope. I'll take that as a no, so I'll duly grant congratulations, Harry Bustle, as Deputy Mayor for the rural city of Wangaratta for the 1 year term of 2020-21. Thank you, Harry. Would you like to say a few words, please, Harry?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity, Mr Mayor. Being elected to the role of Deputy Mayor is a great honour, and I would like to thank my fellow councillors for showing their faith in me. I look forward to supporting the Mayor over the next year, as well as continuing to represent the South Ward and broader rural city of Wangaratta community. Over the previous 4 years, Council placed a high emphasis on listening to our community and being aspirational for where we would like to take Wangaratta. I'm confident that this new council will continue to take our community forward, provided we continue to listen and make strong decisions. As a fourth generation farmer and livestock producer, I will continue to advocate for our rural communities and businesses and the vital role they play in making rural city of Wangaratta such a great place to live and work. We faced some pretty enormous challenges over the last year, but I have every confidence that we will come out stronger. Finally, I would like to thank my beautiful wife and 5 wonderful children and a few special friends. Being a councillor requires a very large time commitment, and I couldn't do this role without their support. So thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Bustle. Very big shoes to fill. I'm sure you'll fill them from Dave. So thank you for taking on the role. I'll go to 13.6, which is the appointment of 2 councillors to the Audit and Risk Committee. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. So councillors established an Audit and Risk Committee and prepared a charter for that committee that to govern the operations. The Audit and Risk Committee comprises 3 independent members and 2 councillors. The request for this evening is that councillors nominate and appoint those two councillor members of the Audit and Risk Committee for this next term. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Councillor Fuller, would you like to nominate?
Mr. Chair, yes, Mayor Rees, I'd like to nominate yourself and Deputy Mayor Bussell as the two council members for the Audit Risk Advisory Committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Fuller. Yes, I'd like to accept that nomination. Councillor Bussell?
I accept too, thanks, Mr.
Okay. We'll put that to the vote. All those in... a seconder. Sorry. Councillor Fitzpatrick. Thank you. I'll put it to the vote now. All those in favour? Yes, the motion is carried. Uh, 13.7, review and determinations, council and mayoral allowances. Thank you, Brendan. Or is Sarah taking control of that one? Sorry, Sarah.
Thank you. This is the last item of business from me this evening. So last decision from councillors requested this evening is to determine the councillor and mayoral allowances. So Wangaratta Rural City Council currently is a Category 2 council. We currently have allowance levels of $81,204 for the mayor and $26,245 for councillors. Office recommendation is that these levels are maintained. Basically, in representing and serving the community, it is a significant time commitment and a dedication required of all our councillors. And we recommend that you are appropriately reimbursed for that investment of your time and commitment. There is quite a lengthy recommendation there that goes through all the whys and wherefores of the Act and the various legislative requirements. Essentially what we're looking for, Mr Mayor, is for councillors to determine what that allowance level should continue to be for the Mayor and Deputy Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Can I have somebody move that recommendation? Thank you, Councillor Bussell and Councillor Benton to second it. Would any councillor like to talk on the recommendation? No? I'll put the recommendation to a vote as per on the screen there to continue with that recommendation. All those in favour? The motion is carried. Thank you. We'll quickly scoot across 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. We have nothing tonight, so I'll scoot across to item number 19, record of assemblies of councillors and minutes of advisory committees meetings. Thank you, Brendan.
Thank you, Chair. Tonight you have records of assemblies of councillors from a number of dates in October, and also advisory committee minutes from the Economic Development and Tourism Advisory Committee. Just worth noting that this will be the last meeting where we consider assemblies of council, which are no longer required under the revised version of the Act. We will, of course, continue to receive minutes from our advisory committees. So the recommendation is that you receive and note those assemblies of councillors and minutes of those advisory committee meetings.
Thank you, Brendan, for the recommendation. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Fitzpatrick and Councillor Grant. Thank you. Would anybody like to speak on the recommendation? No. I'll put the recommendation to a vote. All those in favour? The recommendation is carried. Thank you, everybody. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time tonight. There's no notice of motions, urgent business, public question time, or confidential business. So thank you to everybody. We look forward to representing you all as a group together over the next 4 years, and we look forward to Wangaratta moving forward quickly and greatly. Have a great night, and I'll declare the meeting